Okay, I need to be real with you about something. Tomorrow isn't just another Monday, and I know that sounds dramatic, but hear me out. January 13th is bringing something so rare, so powerful, that I genuinely believe it could be the luckiest day we'll see for months, maybe even the entire year. And I don't say that lightly. I've been tracking this for weeks now, and the more I dig into what's actually happening tomorrow, the more convinced I am that we're about to witness something extraordinary. Here's the thing, if you've been feeling this heavy, grinding pressure since the new year started, like you're pushing against invisible walls, stay with me on this one. There's a very specific reason that's been happening, and tomorrow at 6:30 at night, everything changes. I'm going to break down exactly why in just a minute. But first, I think you need to understand what's really going on here, because this isn't just about the moon changing signs. This is about a cosmic mechanism that's been building pressure for the past 2 weeks. And tomorrow, it finally releases. And when it does, I believe miracles, actual miracles, become possible. And if you've been waiting for a sign, waiting for that breakthrough, waiting for something to finally shift in your favor, this is it. This is the day. But you need to know how to work with this energy, because it won't last forever. And honestly, most people are going to miss it completely. The universe has been testing you. Tomorrow, it pays you back. So here's what I've been noticing. And maybe you've been feeling this too. January has been brutal so far, right? Like unusually heavy. And there's a reason for that. Since January 1st, we've had this massive concentration of planets in Capricorn. Mercury joined the Sun, Venus, and Mars there, creating what we call a stellium. Basically, it's like the universe took all this cosmic energy and compressed it into the heaviest, most restrictive sign of the zodiac. Has everything felt harder than it should lately? That's why. I've been feeling it myself. Simple tasks feel like climbing mountains. Conversations feel tense. Money feels tighter. Time feels scarce. It's like gravity itself got heavier. And if that's been you, I really want you to know, you're not imagining it. You're not weak. You're not falling behind. You've been moving through one of the densest energetic periods of the entire year. But here's what I think is actually happening. This isn't punishment. I believe this is preparation. The universe has been building pressure deliberately. Think about it like this. You can't appreciate expansion unless you've felt restriction. You can't feel the relief unless you've felt the tension. And tomorrow is when all that pressure finally finds its release valve. The moon has been traveling through Scorpio for the past couple of days, which is already intense. We're talking deep, murky, emotional waters. The kind that forces you to look at stuff you've been avoiding. But tomorrow evening, at exactly 6:30 at night, the moon breaks free and enters Sagittarius. And when it does, everything changes. I'm not talking about a subtle shift here. I'm talking about going from the deepest, darkest waters straight into pure fire, from the heaviest emotional weight to sudden, explosive freedom. It's like the universe is about to flip a switch, and the contrast is going to be so dramatic that you'll literally feel it in your body. Something incredible is about to happen with Jupiter, and almost nobody knows this. Okay, so this is where it gets really interesting, and honestly, this was a huge realization for me when I understood what was actually happening. When the moon enters Sagittarius tomorrow, it's not just changing signs, it's creating something called a mutual reception with Jupiter. Now, I know that might sound technical, but stay with me, because this is important. So right now, Jupiter, the planet of luck, expansion, and miracles, is in Cancer, and Cancer is ruled by the moon. Meanwhile, tomorrow the moon enters Sagittarius, which is ruled by Jupiter. Do you see what's happening here? They're basically house-sitting for each other. They're swapping keys. They're creating this closed loop of energy where they can access each other's power. And here's the part that really gets me excited. Jupiter isn't just in Cancer. It's exalted there. That means it's functioning at its absolute peak performance. Jupiter in Cancer is like the ultimate cosmic protector, the divine mother energy, the source of emotional abundance and security. It's Jupiter at its most generous, most nurturing, most protective. So when the moon connects with this exalted Jupiter tomorrow through this mutual reception, I believe something extraordinary happens. The moon gets access to Jupiter's luck and abundance, and Jupiter gets access to the moon's ability to manifest in the physical world. They become partners, allies, and when that happens, miracles become possible. But here's something else. Jupiter is actually retrograde right now, and I know that might sound like bad news, but it's not. A retrograde Jupiter doesn't deny luck. It brings back luck from the past. It returns opportunities you thought were gone. It gives second chances. So if there's something you've been trying to manifest that didn't work out last year, if there's an opportunity that slipped through your fingers, if there's a dream you had to put on hold, tomorrow is when it might suddenly come back to life. The universe is essentially giving you a cosmic do-over. How incredible is that? The exact moment your breakthrough arrives. Now here's something really specific that I need you to understand about tomorrow's timing, because this isn't random. At 5:30 in the afternoon tomorrow, Mars in Capricorn forms an exact square with Chiron in Aries. Now, I know that might sound like astrology jargon, but what this actually means is that right before the lucky moon shift, there's going to be this moment of acute tension, maybe even pain. Mars in Capricorn is all about disciplined action, climbing the mountain, pushing through obstacles with sheer willpower. But Chiron in Aries, that's our deepest wound around identity. It's that voice that says, I'm not good enough, or I don't deserve this, or I can't do this anymore. When they square each other, it creates friction, massive friction. You might feel it as frustration, as hitting a wall, as that moment where you want to give up. And honestly, I think a lot of us might feel this tomorrow afternoon. That sense of, I can't force this anymore, I can't keep pushing, something has to give. And then, exactly 61 minutes later, the moon enters Sagittarius. Do you see what's happening here? The universe is creating the perfect conditions for a breakthrough. First, it brings you to that breaking point where the old way isn't working anymore, where you have to surrender, where you have to let go of control. And then, right when you do, the cosmic doors fly open. This is why I genuinely believe tomorrow could bring miracles, because it's not just lucky energy arriving randomly, it's lucky energy arriving at the exact moment when you're ready to receive it, when you've released your grip, when you've stopped forcing, when you've finally surrendered. I think this is how breakthroughs actually work. They don't come when we're pushing hardest, they come right after we stop pushing. Right after we accept that we can't control everything. And tomorrow the cosmos is orchestrating this exact sequence for all of us. Your mind is about to override your doubts. So there's another aspect happening tomorrow that I think is going to be huge, and this one's about the battle between logic and faith. Mercury in Capricorn is opposing Jupiter in Cancer. Mercury in Capricorn is the skeptic. It's the part of your mind that needs proof, that calculates risks, that tells you all the reasons why something won't work. It's been especially loud lately with all this Capricorn energy, right? That voice that says be realistic, or don't get your hopes up, or the numbers don't add up. But Jupiter in Cancer, that's pure faith, that's intuition, that's the knowing that comes from your gut, not your head. It's the part of you that believes in magic even when there's no logical reason to. These two have been in a tug of war, and maybe you've been feeling it. One minute you're hopeful, the next you're doubting everything. One minute you believe it's possible, the next your logical mind tears it apart. Has that been happening for you? But here's what I think happens when the moon enters Sagittarius tomorrow. It tips the scales completely in Jupiter's favor. Sagittarius is Jupiter's home sign. So suddenly, the doubtful, skeptical mind gets overruled by this surge of optimism and faith. The part of you that's been saying it's impossible gets drowned out by the part that says, but what if it works? And this is so important because I really believe our beliefs create our reality. When we're stuck in doubt and skepticism, we literally block miracles from entering our lives. But when we shift into faith and possibility, that's when the magic happens. And tomorrow, the universe is going to make that shift almost automatic for us. The 3 things you must do tomorrow to receive your miracle. Okay, so if you're still with me, I want to get really practical here, because knowing about this energy is one thing, but actually working with it, that's where the real magic happens. First thing, and this is crucial, you need to move your body after 6:30 at night tomorrow. I'm not talking about intense exercise, I'm talking about movement that feels good. Walk, dance, stretch, anything that gets energy flowing through your body. Here's why this matters. Sagittarius rules the hips, thighs and legs. It's a sign that needs movement, and with Mars square Chiron happening earlier, there's going to be all this pent-up tension that needs somewhere to go. If you stay still, if you stay stuck, the lucky energy can't flow through you properly. I really believe tomorrow's miracle enters through movement. It's like you're literally walking toward your breakthrough. And honestly, this makes so much sense to me because Sagittarius is the archer, the explorer, the one who's always moving forward. You can't receive Sagittarian luck while standing still. Second thing, and this is going to sound simple, but it's so powerful, open your front door tomorrow evening. I'm serious. After the moon enters Sagittarius, physically open your door and stand there for a moment. This isn't just symbolic, though it is that too. I think there's something about creating an actual opening, a physical portal for the luck to enter. Sagittarius is about expansion, about reaching out into the world. Cancer, where Jupiter is about home. When you open your door, you're literally creating a bridge between your safe space and the infinite possibilities outside. While you're standing there, just take a moment to feel grateful for what's coming, not what you hope will come, what is coming. Because with this mutual reception between the moon and Jupiter, I really believe something is already on its way to you. You just need to make space for it to arrive. Third thing, and this might be the most important, you need to revisit something from the past. Remember how Jupiter is retrograde. This means tomorrow's luck is connected to something you've already started. Maybe it's a project you abandoned, maybe it's a relationship that drifted, maybe it's a dream you gave up on. Tomorrow evening, after 6:30 at night, take some time to reconnect with it. Send that email you've been putting off. Open that document you haven't looked at in months. Reach out to that person you've been thinking about. The retrograde Jupiter isn't bringing you something completely new. It's bringing back something that was always meant to be yours. Something that got delayed or derailed but was never actually lost. And tomorrow it's ready to return. Why some people will get massive breakthroughs and others won't. I need to be honest about something here. Not everyone is going to experience tomorrow's magic the same way, and I think it's important we talk about why. The people who will see the biggest breakthroughs tomorrow are the ones who've been doing the work during this heavy Capricorn season. The ones who've been pushing through even when it felt impossible. The ones who kept going even when they wanted to quit. Does that resonate? See, I don't think the universe rewards suffering, but I do think it rewards resilience. All that pressure you've been feeling, all that weight you've been carrying, that wasn't random. That was preparation. You've been building strength. You've been earning this breakthrough. But here's where people miss out. They feel the shift starting to happen and they get scared. They feel the old structure crumbling and they try to hold on. They feel the invitation to expand and they contract instead. And when they do that, the miracle can't reach them. Tomorrow, when you feel that shift at 6:30 at night, you might also feel fear. You might feel resistance. The part of you that's gotten comfortable with struggle might not know how to receive ease. The part of you that's been in survival mode might not trust abundance. And if that happens, I really want you to remember this. The discomfort you feel is just your old self resisting your new reality. Let it resist, let it be uncomfortable, but don't let it stop you from receiving what's coming, because the people who will get the biggest breakthroughs tomorrow are the ones who feel the fear and open up anyway, who feel the resistance and choose expansion anyway, who've been so compressed by Capricorn season that when Sagittarius offers freedom, they take it without hesitation. The hidden message in tomorrow's timing. There's something about tomorrow's date that I find really interesting, and I want to share it with you because I think there's a message here. January 13th, 113. In numerology, this adds up to 5, the number of change, freedom, adventure. But it's also got that 13, which so many people think is unlucky. But you know what? I don't think 13 is unlucky at all. I think 13 is about transformation. It's about death and rebirth. It's about ending one chapter so a new one can begin. And that's exactly what's happening tomorrow. The heavy, restricted, struggling version of you, that chapter is ending. The person who's been pushing against walls, fighting for every inch of progress, exhausting themselves just to stay afloat. That story is complete. Tomorrow at 6:30 at night, a new chapter begins. One where things flow easier, where opportunities find you instead of you chasing them, where the universe actually works in your favor. And I know that might sound too good to be true, but I really believe this is what's possible when the Moon and Jupiter create this mutual reception. Think about what that means. Mutual reception. It's not one-sided. It's not you begging the universe for help. It's a partnership, an exchange. The universe is literally meeting you halfway tomorrow. How often does that happen? What your miracle might look like. So let's talk about what might actually happen tomorrow, because I think it's important to know what to look for. For some of you, it's going to be sudden news, a call, an email, a message that changes everything. Maybe it's about money, a refund you forgot about, an opportunity for income, someone offering to help financially. Jupiter in Cancer loves to provide security, and with the Moon in Sagittarius, that security might come from an unexpected source or direction. For others, it's going to be a reconciliation. Remember, retrograde Jupiter brings things back. That person you've been missing, that relationship that ended badly. Tomorrow might bring an unexpected opening for healing. Not everyone will come back, and not everyone should, but the ones who are meant to, tomorrow creates the perfect conditions for return. Some of you might experience a creative breakthrough. Sagittarius is the sign of inspiration and vision, and when it connects with exalted Jupiter, brilliant ideas can drop in fully formed. If you've been stuck on a project, if you've been searching for the missing piece, if you've been waiting for inspiration, tomorrow evening might deliver it instantly. And for others, the miracle might be internal, a shift in perspective so profound that everything looks different. That problem that's been consuming you. You might suddenly see the solution. That fear that's been paralyzing you. You might suddenly realize it has no power. That dream that felt impossible. You might suddenly know exactly how to make it real. The thing is, I can't tell you exactly what your miracle will look like because it's going to be perfectly tailored to what you need right now. But I can tell you this. If you stay open, if you pay attention, if you trust what comes through after 6:30 at night tomorrow, you'll know it when it arrives. The next 7 days will cement your new timeline. Here's something I really need you to understand. Tomorrow isn't just one lucky day, it's the beginning of a lucky cycle. The door that opens tomorrow stays open for about 7 days. The Moon in Sagittarius triggers the breakthrough, but then you have this window where the new energy is still fresh, still powerful, still creating opportunities. What you do in the 7 days after tomorrow matters enormously. This is when you take action on the inspiration that comes through. This is when you follow up on the opportunities that appear. This is when you nurture the new connections that form. Because I really believe tomorrow plants seeds, but the next week is when you water them. And here's what's beautiful about this. Because Jupiter is exalted in Cancer, the luck that comes through is protective. It's nurturing. It's sustainable. This isn't the kind of luck that appears and vanishes. This is the kind that builds a foundation for lasting change. So whatever comes through for you tomorrow, don't just receive it and wait. Move with it. Build on it. Let it grow. Because I think the universe is giving us more than just one lucky break here. It's giving us a chance to literally change the trajectory of our entire year. Trust what you feel tomorrow evening. As we get close to tomorrow evening, you might start feeling something shifting even before 6:30 at night. You might feel restless, excited, anxious, like something big is about to happen, but you can't quite name it. Trust that feeling. Trust what your body is telling you, because I really believe our bodies know when cosmic shifts are happening, even when our minds don't understand it. You might get sudden urges tomorrow to call someone, to go somewhere, to start something, to end something. Don't dismiss these impulses as random. With the moon entering Sagittarius and creating this mutual reception with Jupiter, your intuition is going to be absolutely on fire. What feels like a random thought might actually be divine guidance. And if you've been asking for a sign, if you've been waiting for clarity, if you've been hoping for confirmation that you're on the right path, tomorrow might deliver it in a way that's impossible to ignore. The universe doesn't always whisper. Sometimes, especially on days like tomorrow, it shouts. But here's the key. You have to be willing to hear it. You have to be willing to receive it. You have to be willing to believe that yes, you actually do deserve this luck. That yes, miracles are actually possible for you. That yes, tomorrow really could change everything. Because the truth is, the universe wants to give you this breakthrough. It's been building toward this moment. All that pressure, all that challenge, all that weight you've been carrying, it's all been leading to tomorrow's release, tomorrow's relief, tomorrow's miracle. Get ready. Your breakthrough is hours away. So here's what I want you to do right now. Take a moment and really feel into what you want tomorrow's miracle to be. Not what you think is realistic. Not what you think you deserve, what you actually want. Because tomorrow, when the moon enters Sagittarius and joins with Jupiter, the universe is going to be listening more carefully than usual. Your desires, your dreams, your wishes, they're going to have extra power, extra magnetism, extra possibility. Write it down if you want, say it out loud, or just hold it in your heart, but be clear about what you're calling in. Because I really believe tomorrow's energy is so powerful that vague wishes won't be enough. You need to know what you want so the universe knows what to deliver. And then release it. Let go of how it needs to happen. Let go of when it needs to happen. Let go of who needs to be involved. Just trust that if it's meant for you, tomorrow's cosmic configuration will find a way to bring it through. Because that's what this mutual reception between the moon and Jupiter does. It finds ways where there were no ways. It opens doors that were locked. It creates possibilities that didn't exist before, and all you have to do is be ready to receive it. All right, if you're still here, thank you so much for staying with me through all of this. I know this was a lot of information, but I really felt like you needed to know just how special tomorrow is going to be. If this resonated with you, if you feel that excitement building, I'd really appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button. We're going to be tracking this energy all week, and I don't want you to miss what comes next. Take care of yourself today. Rest if you need to. Prepare however feels right. And get ready, because tomorrow your miracle arrives. I'll see you on the other side of this breakthrough.